What's up, guys, man? Welcome back to the channel. We're here at DFS for Life. It's your boy YL from the 317. You already know what it is. And I'm hitting y'all with some DFS content today. We have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys. Really exciting Tuesday night game. If you hear some stuff in the background, man, just ignore it. We got some e-learning going on and, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, we out here getting it, man. But first thing I like to do, man, when I'm looking at games, is I like to see who the hot guys is, man. And I mean that in all sports related ways, all right? I know some of y'all thinking, oh, hot guys, man, what's wrong with this guy? I'm talking about the ballers, man, the ones that's standing out. So we go to the top players today. Make sure we hit on a single game. We'll be looking at the Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now they have Ezekiel Elliott at the top of the list. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he might get one or two lineups for me, man. If you been to the channel and you seen the games where the Cowboys played and where I had picked Ezekiel Elliott, it was bad. It was games where he fumbled the ball multiple times, never saw the end zone, under 100 yards. It was just awful. So I've been staying away from him because he is so inconsistent. I don't know if it's the line or for Tim. Well, fumbling, I know for a fact it's him, but with him being $10,000, 14, points projected, for me, he's a fade. He is someone who I am probably not going to play that much. Now, this could be the game where he breaks out for 3 or 4 touchdowns, but I doubt it. I mean, Baltimore Ravens defense, as you can see, um, number third overall, and at the position number 8 overall. So they're top 10 defense going against a real suspect Dallas Cowboy team. Ezekiel Elliott is, as you can see, I'm not even watching him, man. He's a fade for me, man. That's just what I'm thinking. But I would play him maybe in one or two lineups just in case he goes crazy. But I wouldn't go crazy with him because he's cold. He's pretty high, expensive, and to me, there's better value in other players. Amari Cooper, second top player of the game. I agree with this. I mean, look, last 3 games, 26, 14, and 13. He's been putting in work, man. 8, 7, and 6. A lot of if you're getting over 5 targets a game, you're for sure playing my book as a receiver. Um, and he's getting that. Ezekiel Elliott gets some targets here. You can see he gets massive touches, but he just hasn't been productive enough for me to play him that much. So again, J.K. Dobbins is someone who I'm really, really, really considering this week as a top player, going against easy defenses. Man, damn near last in the league overall, and damn near last in the league at the position. He has 100% dash rate, which means he has the potential of scoring high fantasy points based on, uh, DFS statistics, based on the opponent matchup, all that stuff is all factored into the dash rank. Um, as you see here, Ezekiel Elliott has a high dash rank too, but for me, he always does, and he's just so inconsistent, man. I might play him in a captain position in one or two lineups because if I'm going to play him, I'm going to play him at the captain just because I feel like he's either going to have a really, really good game or he's going to do terrible. I don't think it's going to be in between. So I don't think putting him in the flex would be smart in the lineups that I do play him. Again, if I play 25 lineups, he's going to get into 3 at the most. That's just, I'd rather go CD Lamb. I'd rather go Schultz. Um, I'd rather go Des Bryant, believe it or not, over Ezekiel Elliott. I just have so many players that I will pick over Zeke just because of his issues, and I know the Ravens are going to get after it. And I can almost guarantee you, Ezekiel Elliott fumbles the ball at least twice. I'm putting it out there. Ezekiel Elliott over 1.5 fumbles this game. Mark my words. You heard it here first at DFS for Life. The Ravens is going to go after Zeke. Now, with that being said, it's going to set up the play action, and that's why I think guys like Schultz, CeeDee Lamb are going to see a lot of action. Marquis Brown is somebody who I'm looking at as well. Any receiver really um, for the Ravens, even the backs. I mean, look, they get targets. Well, it's only two, but they typically get decent amount of targets for the receivers. They're going against a weak defense, so I think their game plan is going to be obviously Marquise Brown if they can. If not, it could be any of these dudes, man. If this guy goes off at 800 fantasy points, if he gets 14 fantasy points right there, and you got $800 on him, imagine what you can do with your lineup. Imagine what you can put in there. I mean, this dude right here, I don't know, man. He might be that one. He might be that one to make your lineup that much unique. $800, that's super cheap, man. But I'm just skimming over the top players, man. Y'all can see it. I really just want y'all to be able to see what's going on. We got the projections here in this column, along with the fantasy points. You know, if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Fantasy points and projections right here. Or yes, salary is what I meant to say, and projections right here. Fantasy points that the average is in this column. So that's what I like to look at, just the potential of what they have. Look at their volume here between the targets and catches. Just the activity log, pretty much, is what I like to call it, what DraftDashboard calls it. So the activity log is basically their targets and their rushes, their production on the field. These are all skill positions, obviously, you know. So yeah, targets and rushes is what the skill positions get. That's their volume. That's how they get down. So we're looking at the top players that of the week here, and this guy Devin, I think he's going to be the difference maker in today's game as far as fantasy goes. If he gets 10 or more fantasy points, he is like, let's just say this: if he gets 10 or more fantasy points and you don't have him in your lineup, you probably didn't win. You probably didn't get top 25 or top 100 in the contest, because whoever did saved a lot of money, especially if they faded Zeke. Oh man, imagine that lineup. Looking at the position optimizer, I'm gonna try to go through this really, really quickly. I just want to give y'all the first look and statistics of the game today. Top flex player Lamar Jackson was not in the what was it, top player of the week playlist or whatever, top player of the week tool. That he was not there for whatever reason. But for me, against the Dallas Cowboys, who is very, very suspect, Lamar Jackson getting 10 rushes, almost just as many rushes as some of these running backs. Look, Lamar Jackson is averaging 10 rushes. That's the second most rushes on the field under Zeke. So for me, that's a no-brainer. Right before your eyes, they updated the ownership. We saw that live. This was blank. Now it is updated. Yes, it is updated. Look at that. Right before our eyes. That's beautiful. But back to what I was saying about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson for me is a for sure lock. Um, he's got to be in there, man. 10 rushes, along with the fact that he's projected to get 20 fantasy points. That sounds like a multiple touchdown game potentially. 100% dash rank gives me that confidence against a 31 ranked defense, against 22 ranked defense at his position. This just gives me a lot of confidence in Lamar Jackson. With him coming back from the COVID list and all that, he's well rested, ready to go, fresh legs. I see him going crazy. If I had to choose between Ezekiel Elliott and Lamar Jackson, I do not think it's even a discussion to be had. But I mean, when you're looking at the ownership, I guess it's like, oh well, if you have Lamar Jackson, but if you have Lamar Jackson and my boy Devin, right, you can still fit Zeke in there if you feel like he's gonna go crazy. Again, for me, I'm okay. I'm nothing on Zeke this week. I'm nothing on Zeke for the rest of the season, to be honest. But He might get a lineup or two just in case, a little safety net lineup. But yeah, I'm not. I'm 10, and he's too much. If he was at 7,000, then yes. 10,000, nah, I can't even do it, bro. You've been on some bull too. So inconsistent. And we're gonna see the inconsistency when we go to the lineup optimizer. We're gonna see the last 7 games that he's played, and we can just see the inconsistency right there live. I wanted to touch on the Ravens defense because dash rank is 100. They're going against offensive rank, which is dead last. Is it 32? It's 32 teams. So second to last on both at the position, or I mean at the offensive ranks. I'm sorry. So basically, the Cowboys suck offensively, which is no surprise. I mean, we knew that coming into today. But I wanted to look at some of these other people who are potential sleepers. Gus Edwards, 8.6 rushes. Let's not sleep on him. He does touch the rock a lot. Um, that might be it because I didn't mention him yet. But I feel like from I don't know about this guy. I really don't. I mean, last 3 games, no targets. He's projected to get 5.7 fantasy points. I don't know how they got their projection with the 39 dash rank. He's obviously not someone who I feel too confident with. But hey, do as you please. Mark Ingram, I don't know. I'm going to watch him. You never know. He might see the end zone. But, I mean, look at his games. Inconsistent. Actually, I'm not going to watch him. They put him in there. They put him in there. But I'm not going to ask him to because he ain't been doing nothing. Tony Pollard, man. This dude right here, someone who I'm going to watch because even though he is inconsistent, dash rank is very, very low. They have plays for him. Um, they try to get him involved. So, and especially when Ezekiel Elliott is effing up, which I think he's going to do, they have to have a plan B. So that is what I'm thinking they're going to do there. Obviously, we're going Lamar Jackson. Andy Dalton, he's a no for me. I might play him a few times. He can't be a no. He's a quarterback. He's got to get some love. You never know, man. They might end up losing by, it might be 57-27. They might get some points. Got to take account for that. Top running back, again, they got Ezekiel Elliott up at the top. For me, is J.K. Dobbins. I think these two people should be swapped. I think J.K. Dobbins should be at the top. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to get more fantasy points than Zeke. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to see the end zone. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott is going to see the end zone. Even if he has a good game rushing, I don't think he's going to see the end zone, man. I think that line is just going to be too physical in the red zone. And the Cowboys going to have to go to the air when they get in the red zone. So, um, top receivers, man. My favorite receiver this week, my sleeper is Devin. I'm not gonna say he's my favorite because if it don't work out, it doesn't work out. But my favorite receiver this week, no surprise, no surprise. Well, it might be a surprise to you. My favorite top receiver this week for me is your boy CeeDee Lamb, man. CeeDee Lamb is is a problem, and if Andy Dalton and the Cowboys want to compete, CeeDee Lamb is gonna have to be the reason. He's that dude. He's that good. But he's without Dak Prescott, we're not seeing the full potential of CeeDee Lamb. But with that being said, with his ownership not being super, super, super high, he's my top pick. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb is not going to do it by himself. I am going to have some Amari Cooper, some Marquis Brown. I'm going to have some Michael Gallup and some Dez Bryant. I'm going to mix it up, but I'm just saying I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have the best day out of the receiver core on both sides of the ball as far as receptions and yards go. Not necessarily saying he's going to see the end zone, but I think he's going to have. I mean, look, he gets the second most targets, right, on the field. And the reason why I pick him over Amari Cooper is because, I mean, look at the difference in price. And look at the projection. It's so close together. Um, it's like, shoot, I might as well go CD Lamb if I'm thinking Amari Cooper, cheaper, But again, if you could squeeze Devin in there, you can get both. You can get them both if you're really feeling froggy. But that's for you to decide. That is for you to decide. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just showing you and talking to you out loud, talking with you out loud about what I'm thinking, how I think this game's gonna go. Schultz, as you can see, he's the only tight end I watched. Because we don't have uh, Andrews playing today. So my number one tight end obviously is Schultz. Now I do think the Baltimore Ravens are still going to run their offense, and Lamar Jackson does like to throw the tight ends. So I think Luke Wilson will see some targets. His volume should go up. I think the Baltimore Ravens are thinking, why do anything different than what we're doing? So if Andrews was there, we'll run these plays. With Luke there, we're still going to run these plays. And as we can see, why not? When you got the team struggling to defend at all positions, why not maximize the use of all positions? So Luke Wilson is a really good play for today because I think he gets more than 2.8 fantasy points. I think he does. I think he does. But my top tight end is still going to be Schultz. He's just a for sure. I mean, shoot, I play Schultz a lot on Sundays. Am I looking for a cheap tight end? Somebody who I can rely on? I go Schultz. If Kelsey's not playing, if I don't like the matchup, if Walker's not playing, or if I don't like the matchup, Schultz he gets a lot of love from me, and he produces for me too. He produces well. And obviously the defense I'm going with. I'm not messing with the Cowboys defense at all today. Um, Even if they get some turnovers and things like that, I think the Ravens are going to put up 30 points on these dudes, and that is just not a good look for the D. Let me see what the odds are, anyways. What the over and under is. While I'm talking about they gonna score 30 points, the over and under might only be 5 points. I doubt it though. That would be super disrespectful. So look, so 30 to 15 is what we're thinking. Is what I'm thinking. 30 to 15 is gonna be the final score today. And yeah. Yeah. I think clear skies. Make sure we're not missing anything valuable here besides the fact that we got our best tight end out, and that's why Luke Wilson is a good play for today. Clear skies, man. Everything should be golden, man, for the game. So we shouldn't have no weather concerns. We shouldn't have, the passing game should be the passing game, the running game. All that should not be affected by the weather. Let's hit up a couple lineups, a couple optimized lineups. Damn. Look at this lineup. All 100 dash ranks. We just gonna say that. And then we gonna go our boy Luke. And then we gonna go our boy Devin. And that should allow us to go. Yep. That's a lot of Ravens. That's a lot of Ravens. That's one lineup with Zeke. Let's see here. J.K. Dobbins. All right, let's All right, Marquis, I hate I had to do it to you, man. I didn't want to do it. Still leaving a lot of salary on the table, but that's not always a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing, man. Let's go ahead and upgrade your bowl. I'm giving y'all some gems, man. So this is the thing that I'll be doing with the optimizer, man. I try to make sure these dash ranks is as high as possible. Every now and again, I mix in some weirdos in there because you want your lineups to be unique. Like Tony, right? Let's say my man's does get my man's do my man's does my man's do. Let's say Ezekiel Elliott does get 2 fumbles. Tony Pollard gonna see that rock, right? But we're not gonna go too crazy on the Cowboys. I want 2 Cowboys per lineup because I don't have no faith in them Cowboys, man. I just don't. I have no faith in them. I have no faith in the Cowboys. Let's go, Gus, ugly boy. All right. So we're gonna say that there. How many lineups we can got, man? I ain't trying to get y'all too much, man. I ain't trying to get y'all too much. 50 lineups. How that work? Okay, so I got my old Colts and Texans lineups, man. My Colts and Texas lineups were, but they were bad. So we got 3 lineups: Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson at the captain position. Let's switch that up. Let's get him out of the captain position, man. Let's get him out of there. Let's put J.K. Dobbins in the captain position. All right, now let's take out Marquis. Nah, man. Right. Let's go Desi. With the Desi. Hit him with the Hezzy. Dash ranks is all 100. You just try to keep those as high as possible to maximize your lineup. We have now 4 lineups. Y'all go ahead and take a look at these lineups. Screenshot, do what you gotta do. But this is if you believe the Baltimore Ravens are going to dominate, which I think they are, man. The Cowboys, suspect. But I'm going to make 1 or 2 lineups going against the Cowboys. Going against the Ravens because I have a theory that sometimes maybe that the NFL can be scripted. I could be wrong. Sometimes I feel that way, sometimes I don't. Let's say hypothetically it is scripted, right? And based off of the way these upsets have been going, we could be looking at another one. Another one. And if that is the case, how would that look? No, he's still going to need Lamar Jackson. So Andy Dalton, Schultz, and Mark Cooper, and Michael Gallup. No. Zeke needs to be in this lineup. Ezekiel Elliott need to be in this lineup. That I can dig. Let's see. Hmm. You know what? I like it like that. I like it like that. So we get that one lineup, man, just in case. Just in case. The NFL is scripted and they are getting boys money off of the sports books by having these underdogs win this week. Where's it at? There it is. And oddly, this one has the most fantasy points projection out of all the lineups that I made. Is that weird? The lineup that we think is going to lose is actually the one that's projected to be the best of the five. But yeah, that's that, man. I ain't gonna sit here and bore you to death. I just wanted to show y'all the tools that I use and talk through the games with y'all, give y'all some analytics, let y'all see the stats yourselves so y'all can make the best decisions for your lineups this week, or I should say today. Um, yeah, man, like, subscribe, do all that good shit, man. Share the videos, do all that, man, because sometimes I don't be wanting to do these videos. So I'm like, man, my channel just slowly moving. But I know part of that is just being consistent, being a new channel. You know, you just gotta roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Until it sticks. But it's your boy YF from the 317. We about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping through, enjoying the DFS content, man. And Thursday night football, we'll be back looking at the games. If there is a Thursday night football this week, you never know these days, man. With the COVID, everything gets swapped around, moved around, and we have Tuesday night games now, Wednesday night games now, Sunday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning games now. So it's just getting really wacky, but can't complain, man. They doing their best, they're doing it well. So shout out to the NFL for giving us sports and not shutting it down and all that good stuff. Because we would be sitting in quarantine, not doing nothing if it wasn't for the NFL being diligent and working through this pandemic. If it wasn't for the NBA starting the season at the end of the this month. So I appreciate them for doing that. Appreciate them for giving us still entertainment and giving us the opportunity to make money. We're out. Enjoy the rest of y'all day and good luck tonight.